Okay, I want to start our message this morning by what the children say. Jesus says, "Cast all your cares on me, for I care for you." And then Satan, he says, "Satan comes down your chimney uninvited. But Jesus stands at your heart's door and knocks." And say, anyone who hears and answers and opens the door, Jesus will come in, Jesus will live in there. And it says, Santa, put gifts under your tree and disappeared. But Jesus became a gift, and he died on the cross for our sins. What a marvelous work. Now, this is the season of Christmas. This is part 2 of this series of Christmas that we started here about the virgin birth of Jesus Christ. Let me give you a quick summary. To start with, the birth of Jesus Christ is a miracle. Jesus Christ's birth was miraculous. That's why that passage we read told us. You know, Angel Gabriel made the announcement. The Virgin Mary got the news. The very Virgin Mary was confused, but she surrendered to God. And God blessed her to be an instrument to be used to save all of us. So, whenever we look at the birth of Jesus Christ, let's not go into the argument that many people do. They have a debate, and they have various theories on what happened. But the Bible, in Luke and several other passages, makes it very clear to us that God performed a miracle for us to have him as a son in our midst. And God used someone who was ready, available to do that work. So the virgin birth of Jesus Christ is not something that we have to spend time to argue and quarrel and make other suggestions different from what the Bible says. Because the Bible clearly says in Luke 1:42 that Mary contributed to Jesus exactly what any human mother could contribute. And so Mary was chosen by God, and Mary accepted the work, and she did the work. One of the things you look back in Genesis, you say, in Genesis 2 verse 7, God formed man out of dust. And he would have equally sent Jesus through any other way, but he chose to make it as close to us as possible. Make life simple for us. Jesus was made from the substance of Mary. And Jesus is called the last Adam. The first Adam made out of dust. And the last Adam through a virgin birth of Mary. And you can check that out in 1 Corinthians 15, verse 45. Here, the Father, the argument of the Father, is Jesus, the son of Joseph. Yes, but not biologically. Because the Bible clearly tells us that Mary did not know a man. She confessed that herself to the angels in our passage. Joseph did not have any union with Mary until the Son, Jesus Christ, was born. So Jesus was the son, but not biological son of Joseph. In Galatians 4, verse 4, but when the time had fully come, God sent his son, born of a woman. And Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. Have you ever wondered why when the snake sees you is trying to bite you? And it will not even bite your toe. It's only trying to bite you on your heel. Because that's what God said from the beginning. And this seed, the seed that God promised Satan after she was deceived, after he deceived Eve and Adam to bring sin into this world. He said, I'm going to raise up a seed. And that seed is Jesus Christ. And you see that today, so many people are against anything Jesus. Everybody's trying to push it aside. Christmas, they change it to a holiday. Say happy holiday. And people have all kinds of theory. Some say it's a commercial propaganda. But I want you to remember that the Son Jesus Christ was promised, was prophesied long ago, promised by God in the beginning, in the Garden of Eden, as we have seen in Genesis 3:15, prophesied long time ago. And the prophecy came to be fulfilled, that Jesus Christ was born by a virgin. In Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, we read these words, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will be born, the virgin will be with a child and will give birth to a son and will call him Emmanuel. This child was promised long ago, and it was going to be a son, and the name was given. And what is the meaning of Emmanuel? God with us. Prophecy fulfilled. The prophecy that was made was fulfilled. Somebody said that this prophecy was meant to convince King Hazard in the Old Testament that God could rescue him from his enemies. You can look at that. But also, Jesus was the final fulfillment of the prophecy that was made in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, Matthew 1:22 and 23, we read, "The virgin will be with a child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which means God with us. So you put Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14, and you see it in the New Testament, Matthew 1:22. Isaiah prophesied, fulfilled in Matthew. Yes, many people keep arguing the virgin birth of Jesus Christ. Do not be confused. Do not be deceived. The virgin birth of Christ is God's plan of salvation to mankind. And that came out for us to see. There are 3 good reasons for you to remember about this virgin birth and not be swayed away by people who raise argument. This